Hello guys, just a quick video showing you a little bit about the Black Widow Mighty Vaporizer. Reason I'm doing this video is because when I bought this item to use for myself for everyday use, there was no information at all really on how to use it, how to clean it, how to maintain it. So I had to watch sort of 10 different reviews and piece together little bits of information from each one and figure out how to use the thing. So I'm doing this video just to give you a very brief explanation of what the parts are, how to use them, how to clean them. Hopefully you find it helpful. So in the box you get a 2-pin charger, which is just an adapter, no use to me, I live in the UK. You get a silicone mouthpiece, goes on here because this bit gets pretty hot when you're vaping it. I'm not going to lie, it gets kind of uncomfortably hot. You can't really put your lips on it without that unless you're the Terminator or something, so I would use that. That there is just a little cleaning brush for cleaning out the dry herb chamber in there, which I'll show you in a second. You've got a little gauze there, which is I think a spit gauze for using concentrates and wax, things like that. Charger cable. You've got a dab tool. This dab tool didn't actually come with this Black Widow. Unfortunately, it's meant to come with all these bits, but I actually had to purchase that, and there's meant to be tweezers there, which I haven't purchased because I don't actually need them. But that's the contents of the kit. Well, I'm just going to show you how to use the device, explain to you how it works. It's only actually got one button, so it's very simple. It's 5 clicks to turn it on and off. When it's on, it will go to the current temperature that you were using it at, and after 2 seconds of being on, let's turn it off quick. After 2 seconds of being on, it will start to heat up. So if you're not ready to use it, don't turn it on. Pack it out, clean it, whatever it is you're doing, do that first before you turn it on, because it will start to automatically heat up after 2 seconds. And this thing, which you'll see in a minute, actually gets real hot real quick. It performs very well. So let's show you how to use it. So the top cap, which is magnetic, just comes off by pulling it side to side. It's got these 2 magnets here which slot onto there, and that's solid. You know, you can go out with that in your pocket, it's not going to fall off. I personally wouldn't walk around with this, you know, full of your herb in your pocket, because if you accidentally turn it on, which it isn't any lock for, it's going to start cooking your herb in your pocket. So I personally wouldn't walk around with it pre-packed, not for the fact that you'll lose the herb, but just for the fact that this button doesn't lock, so it could potentially heat your herb up in your pocket, wasting your herb and obviously making you smell like a walking greenhouse, so nobody wants that. So how to use it: you take the top off. There's, I've just got the wax chamber in mine at the moment, which we'll remove. Just comes out like that, just pulls out. In here you've got a ceramic chamber in there, which does have little holes at the bottom. So because I use some liquid concentrates, I like to keep that nice and dry. A bit of tissue in there, just keep it dry. You don't want any liquid going through those holes because your battery is in there. So electronics and liquid, not the best of mixes. You would take your grinder, grind your dry herbs up, put them into there, pack it down sort of 2/3 full. Not compact so tight that you can't get any air through the device, but you know, compact enough so that it's not just going to burn. You then literally put the top on, 5 clicks to turn it on. You hold this button down for 3 seconds and it will start to go through the temperatures. So depending on what it is that you're vaping, hold the button down, select your temperatures, and then just leave it, and it will sit and heat up. The light will go green when it's ready to use, and vape away. When it's empty, which is something that I needed to know when I bought this device, when do you stop vaping it? When's it going to burn? When's it going to dry out? So when it's empty, it seems to just not give off any vapor. So it's actually quite obvious when when to stop using it. I'm going to just show you something that I've been vaping in there. This is a CBD vape drip liquid, which I sell. I work in a vape shop in UK, and this is something that we actually sell in our shop, and I use it myself. I really highly rate this product. I'm not going to give you my website and stuff like that because it's not a sales pitch, but just want to show you what I use. This product here is a 500mg CBD, which I'm going to use neat as it is. You can dilute it down with some propylene glycol or vegetable glycerin. I personally don't think you need to dilute it down. You just kill off the flavour, and you know, you make it so that you've got to vape loads and loads more to actually get anything out of it. So if you just use it neat as it is, I mean, unless you've got like 1000mg or a 1500mg, then maybe you could water that down, because that's obviously much more highly concentrated. So I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 drips in there. Lid back on, we don't want to spill that, that's pretty expensive juice. This here is I believe it's a little cap that if you're using this for waxes and dabs, things like that, shatter or wax, you can fill this little chamber up and just put this little cap back on, which just holds your whatever it is you're trying to vaporize down into the chamber. It's not a full lid, but it just keeps it in there, stops it falling out. At the moment, this little chamber here is full of cotton. It's an organic cotton that obviously can withstand high temperatures. It is designed for vaping. It actually come pre-packed in this chamber. I didn't have to put it in there. And all I'm doing is dripping my vape liquid into the cotton, letting it absorb it. Then put the little lid on. Then what you do is you drop that just into the chamber there. You don't have to screw it in or anything like that. Just drop it in. It's all very simple. Cap goes on. Mouthpiece goes on. Give it your 5 clicks. I've got mine set to 392F. So that's started heating up now, because obviously it's gone 2 seconds since I've turned it on. So should have started heating up. It does not take long to reach that temperature, which you'll see in a minute when that little light goes green. Once that little light does go green, then it's actually ready to vape straight away. So there you go. So what was that, 30, I know it seems like a long time because you're watching a video, but what was that, 30 seconds or something like that? And I've had some, I'm not going to name the names or brands because it's slanderous, but I've had some very expensive vaporizers that do not get up to that temperature in that time. You're sitting there waiting a good 2-3 minutes sometimes, which kind of takes the fun out of it. So I'm just going to give this a vape. Hopefully you'll see a bit of vapor production and you can just get an idea of how she vapes. And I know there'll be some haters out there saying you're not vaping that, you're smoking a cigarette or something, so I'll turn the camera on. So we turn the camera on now and you can see for yourself. From a dry herb vaporizer to get an amount of vapor like that is, I've never had it before out of any of my other herb vaporizers, and I've got to say the flavour, the hit, I can really, it's getting warm in here, I can really feel that. I mean, that is a very, very high quality product, but unless, if you're vaping it in something that's not going to vaporize it properly, you're not going to get anything from it. So the only reason that's working is because my vaporizer is doing a good job. So I'm almost getting this sort of amount of vapor you'd actually get from a starter kit, from an electronic cigarette. So it's just so impressive. You saw how much liquid I dripped in there, and I've had a lot of puffs on it, and there's quite a lot left in it still. So this now is starting to get hot after that amount of puffs, so that you need that. If you lose that, this is too hot, but you can buy replacement bits, you know, these. So one thing I didn't show you, it's rechargeable by micro USB on the base there. It's a 2,200 mAh battery, I believe, so you get about an hour's worth of solid vaping time on this, which if you spread that out throughout the day, that's pretty good. It takes about 2-3 hours to charge up, but you get about a full hour of really high quality vaping. So fantastic. That should stay on there, but I've spilt a little bit of juice on it, so it's actually slipping off, which is why I'm holding it. That's not how you use it. It actually stays on there. Well, that was the Black Widow vaporizer. Hope you found the video useful. Hope there was everything you needed to know in that video. If there is any questions or anything you need to know, or anything you can tell me that I don't know, then just put some comments below the video. Cheers guys.